biscuits. I start with 1.5 cups of my keto flour, which I will have a video at the end of this one linking to how to make this. I like to use my little food processor. It makes it so much easier. But you can use one of these little things where you can cut the butter into the flour. But today I'm going to show you how to do it with the food processor. So 1.5 cups of the keto flour. And then 1/2 stick or 1/4 cup of cold cubed butter. We just put that straight in there. Give it a pulse. Now that you have that all combined, just put into a bowl. And the next step you want to do is the apple cider vinegar into your 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream. This is going to mimic buttermilk. Let me get a teaspoon. So 1 teaspoon. Give it a stir. You could do 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of allulose. This will help brown it. We'll give a nice golden brown to your biscuits. And 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And give this a little stir. And just add your mimicked buttermilk into all that. And give this a stir. There's really nothing easier than making keto biscuits. And you want to have your oven preheated at 425. And I like to use a cookie sheet with a parchment paper. Just make sure you get it all combined. Now that you have your biscuit mixed together, you want to work on the filling for your cinnamon roll biscuits. I like to do 1 tablespoon of cubed butter and 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. And you can put as much cinnamon or as little as you like. There's some allulose. 2 teaspoons of allulose. We're going to kind of crumble it with my fingers. So just give it a crumble. You're smushing the butter in with the cinnamon and the sugar together. You can use a fork if you like, but to me it's way easier just to do with your fingers. So it's all together. Try to get it off your fingers. And then you're going to want to wash your hands so that you can mold your biscuits. We'll do that next. Okay, hands are washed. So just grab a little bit of dough, your biscuit dough, and flatten it out. Try to show it this way. Make a little disc. I'll do 2 of them. Now that you have your disc, you want to take a little of your filling and spread onto your dough. Now that you've done that, you want to top that biscuit with some same amount of topping. Your biscuit. Now you have your completed biscuit, and you can kind of pinch or smush down the sides so that it's sealed in. Your filling is sealed in. Okay. And we'll keep working like that till we have a full tray. Now we've finished doing our biscuits, and the next step is at 425 for 8 minutes, and they'll be ready. Now I'm going to show you how I make the maple glaze that I put on these cinnamon roll biscuits, and I'll also link a cream cheese icing recipe in case you like that style to go with your cinnamon roll biscuits. I like to start with 2 tablespoons of allulose. And I like this monk fruit syrup. It's like a pancake syrup. And so I'll use this one for the maple flavoring. And I use a half a teaspoon. I also just put a little dash of vanilla extract, just a little splash. About like that. It's probably 1/8 of a teaspoon if you wanted to measure it out. And then you're going to just need a little bit, probably a teaspoon of heavy cream to thin it out. And just give it a mix. And if it's a little too thick, add a little more heavy cream. So I'm going to do another half a teaspoon probably. And it's really close to an icing, but when it goes on to the hot biscuits, it'll just turn right into a glaze. And that's how to make that. The biscuits are out of the oven. They went for 8 minutes. And the next step is to put some of your icing or glaze on top and let it kind of melt onto your biscuit. Or your cinnamon roll. It tastes just like a cinnamon roll. It's the easiest way to make a cinnamon roll. Okay, there's how you make it. I'm going to show you an up close. Let me cut into one. Just like a biscuit. It's real soft. So yummy. You've got to try these.